Acropolis. And behind me, the Parthenon, a building that has been here for 2,500 years. What the Parthenon has in common with the ring banana? They are both perfect. They are both just right. You have seen version of this in almost every big European capital, and it has the same elements that the ring banana has. It's not too good, it's not too bad, not too big, it's not too small, it's just perfect. And while the Parthenon needed some years to be prepared, the ring banana got prepared in only 30 days. And now we're gonna see this preparation. If you have no idea why this car is called the ring banana, we highly recommend you stop right now and go check that first episode that fully documents the car's origin and why it's so important for this channel. What we don't recommend is asking Siri,
Hey Siri, what is a ring banana? What is a ring banana?
There's a Wikipedia.
No.
I don't really like...
I've been told that this car has to cover a 24-hour race.
This is Sergio. He has a full month of misery ahead of him, but he has no idea about it. And the guy next to him, with a beard, he's about to do something very, very stupid. And we are gonna throw them away.
But we need to respect this, and they are only in Spanish. I speak Spanish.
I don't speak Spanish, so we're not gonna follow the regulations.
If we are not following the regulations, what are we following?
I have a solution for that. We are following this.
The impossible list. But this is longer than your beard. I see 4 months of work here for myself, easily. When is the race taking place?
So as you can see here, the race is happening 15th and 16th of October. Now, in order to understand why preparing the ring banana has been such a struggle, we will have to go back in something as trivial as retrieving the car from its winter storage.
Just start the engine, please. Do! Stop! Why are you laughing? This is not funny. It's not.
The car can't be driven. We went 150 kilometers for nothing, drove back 150 kilometers. Were we happy? No, we were pissed, we were tired. We were not angry. We were not angry, but we were not happy with each other because we said you should have picked it up sooner. Why we did this and why we did that.
So cool. We lost 3 hours of our lives. So cool.
Yeah, it happens.
You would think that the second attempt to retrieve the ring banana would go smoother. However, earlier that night... Fuck, motherfucker! This is the ring banana behind me. So yes, one of us did forget the keys, making this attempt number 3. You're not gonna strap it down?
Not here.
This car is not ready to drive at Nürburgring, let alone race 24 hours. So I don't know what my friend there thinks, but it's gonna be a very difficult task, a very, very difficult task.
I really don't know what I'm doing this night here. I'm actually off, and I should be doing something else. You are actually off as well. Good. And why the guy that is not off is not here?
I am very happy to report that I did absolutely nothing to help with the technical preparation or organizational side for that matter. I was completely not involved with anything. My only job was to find a solution to fit the race with the schedule. So find a
As
place,
crazy as it
which
might
sounds
sound,
very easy. You
this
go
is
on
Gab trying to convince you that him booking a couple of airplane tickets was similar, with Sergio and Kostas preparing the whole car and then traveling all the way from Germany to Spain with a car loaded on a trailer. As you would imagine, this didn't help with team spirits.
There was some tense time, but of course, nothing compared to Sergio, especially, that had to effectively build the car up almost by himself.
So the car is actually worse than ever before, and this is not a joke. All the belts are completely cracked, the alternator is not moving, the water pan is stuck. remember that the owner of the car actually crashed the car once, so we have different panels. This is not a joke. This is the car that is going to compete in the 24-hour race. Stock everything. Actually, when I mean stock, it means that everything is exactly as when we bought the car. What are we doing here?
This looks a bit more difficult than what we thought originally.
So that alone, the race is like a big, roller coaster of emotions. But the preparation itself was as well. Yeah.
Today we're removing the engine of the Ring Banana.
I don't need no more good reasons to leave the seasons. This breezes Jesus, the seizures about as cool as my t-shirt. This chick is old school like Shelto Adidas. She feed me shellfish, I need it. Since I don't eat beef or chicken, pork always bleeding. Y'all had enough of your
1 hour and 15 minutes to take the engine out with the help of my friend.
A special tool.
Yes,
I'm so fast that you cannot even see.
exactly where
where
you
I'm
are.
going.
So
This is completely inappropriate t-shirt, huh? This should
One-
be,
yeah,
should be
this
blurred.
will be banned
This
for
should be
YouTube.
blurred out.
So 1 hour 15 for the engine and gearbox to come down, which is quite good, I have to say.
What number engine and gearbox you remove?
In the
This is
last
my-
20 days,
The
this
last
is
20 days is the
third.
third, I think, the third engine, which is not a very cool.
We are doing very well, huh? We are doing very well.
And yours is the next one on the list. Is it?
You have to know something. Sergio is moody at best. So I would describe him as moody. So one moment he's very happy, the next moment he doesn't speak to you, and the next moment he wants to kill you, and the next moment he's very happy. But this happens in like 2 minutes.
I love this car, and there wouldn't be any other reason than love for me to be working here. Here it's 10 now. After 8 hours of work, to be here looking like shit and removing panels like, So only love for the Ring Banana, a little bit less, but also love for Gabriele Piragna.
Normally the disassembly is the easy part. However, our first couple of days were spent fighting rusty bolts, finding play in suspension parts that should have known,
Gab,
I don't want to die. This is the reason why I'm nervous.
did you point out to the...
and realizing that the Ring Banana might have been in much worse shape than we thought.
Are you gonna fix this or not?
Then again, other days started very positive with the delivery of some fresh car parts.
Thanks a lot to IM Motorsport. There is stuff that we were not even dreaming of, like an aluminium radiator, a clutch kit, water pump, a lot of stuff that we were not counting on doing. It's here. So, yeah, now is my time to go down to the workshop and start to putting it together. And yeah, thanks a lot. Look at all this, because it's the last time you are going to see it displayed like this. I hope that the next time that you see it is again working in the car, maybe even driving at the ring before we go down to Spain.
And with the help of friends that they were always around, even just to keep us company, the whole endeavor felt again possible.
X Alpha 75 racing steering wheel.
Do you think it's gonna be ready?
We have to oust the Weiger.
What do you think?
I think if the Weiger is pushing like he's pushing in the last days, the car will be ready in 2 weeks. And then we only have to do the cage.
Fuck.
vote of trust by the master himself, huh? That you don't get every day.
Then, a week down the road, with a lot of hard work, but what felt like zero progress, we would of course start questioning ourselves.
All day, since I wake up in the morning till the moment I go to bed, I'm only doing nothing but working.
One day I wanted to go through everything and just finish and do my best. Some other days I just wanted to get the biggest hammer we had and just smash the hell out of the car or crash it completely. And
the only thing we will do to this, so people understand the extent of our preparation, is renew the rear seal, the front seal, the clutch, and that's it. That's about it. Because Piana didn't manage to break it down during his laps at the ring, so it still is in one piece, it's in working condition.
One could even ask, why start with such a tired car?
I give you a real life example. 24 hours of Ascari. Yes, very cool idea, but the car is shit. The risk is too high. I'm not gonna put 500 euros on the line. Completely respectable. It's not that I don't like you anymore. You're still my friend, but you are not us. We decided to do it because we knew that even if we went there and the car would break after one lap, we would still shake hands and say we tried. But we did everything.
Builders of success?
300%. 300%.
So you trust this team?
Of course I do. I'm very confident in the project. And I have to say that I would like to be there to see the guys.
Fast guy on a bike.
Shut up.
Fastest guy on a bike.
We don't have 2 or 3 days. We've got about 11 o'clock tonight. Then we're at Spa tomorrow and Tuesday. That leaves Wednesday to make all of that work, and it's got to be ready for 8 o'clock on Thursday, doesn't it?
Yes. It will.
Cut. Fuck off.
And it's working.
It's recognised practice.
It's working, huh?
It's working.
This sounds like an engine.
the preparation itself was not very difficult. The most difficult thing is that preparing this car here is not my main job.
It's happening that I have 5 hours of sleep ahead of me before the next day of work, which is not in that car, it's in other cars that I work with. But still I'm pulling 5-6 hours after work to get that one fixed. So today the engine started, well, it started already the other day, but it's running smoothly, no problems, no issues, no leaks, no nothing. There is a new windshield in because the other one was cracked, and for the race you need a virgin one. You cannot go with cracks or anything broken or stuff like this. We have front calipers completely rebuilt, new discs. The old livery is completely removed. As you can see, there is no Ring Banana sticker in the windshield, which is what actually gives the character to the car. It's not there anymore. It's gonna be there soon together with the 24-hour livery. And well, it's getting there.
But today I'm tired. I don't even know how can I speak to the camera because I just.
Do you think you're gonna make it?
Of course.
Are you still sure that you're gonna?
And at that point, we not only believe that we will meet our 30-day deadline, but maybe we would fit some testing as well.
The thing is that you only have 30 days to do this, which might seem like a lot. But we are not only at the ring, we have to go to Spa. Sometimes we stay there for 2 or 3 days, which removes those 3 days from the car to be worked on. Then I've been here in Germany for 3 years. This is a personal thing, but I want to mention it again. I was lucky enough to have my mother here for some 10 days in the middle of the preparation of the car. But you cannot say to your mother, stay at home, I have to prepare the banana. I actually went away for those days, which I enjoyed a lot. But of course, when I came back, I couldn't believe, 10 days, nothing happened here.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we.
Use the shit. No, I don't want this.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about.
Actual help, I could probably bring a list, but the first people that comes to mind is my actual boss, Thomas, with which I crashed a couple of months ago here at the ring, also known as Mehmet. You probably know his videos if you're familiar with the YouTube channel. He helped me in a couple of key moments, like putting the cage in the car. He's a really good welder. He can weld blindfolded, literally. So we just dropped the cage in the car, spot welded, screws back, weld everything around, a little bit of paint, and the job was done. It sounds very easy, but for me it would take probably twice or triple the time, holes through the chassis, a lot of swearing in Spanish and different other languages. He came here, did the job, helped, went back home, and everything was cool.
Know that they ride or die.
Okay, this is tricky. And here we're gonna have padding, I'm guessing.
Yes, so it's even more tricky.
Okay, so let's see.
Hey, if you lost 5 seconds, doesn't matter.
Anyway, they are timed. You have 7 minutes. So.
You cannot do a quick one.
Yeah, then don't need. Yeah, look.
I like the fact that he knows that much about the race.
Yeah. Yes, but today he asked about the start.
Yeah, because that is not important for him, but how much time he has. You put the sidebar there. It looks fucking awesome.
To make it adventure for Piano to go in the car.
Yes.
So maybe he doesn't crash it.
Go in again.
But
Go in, it's easier.
But
Go in, it's easier.
there is the steering wheel has to go 1 centimeter backwards if you remove the. You know?
It's tight, eh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you feel working next to such a great driver?
You can see it's the first time I'm laughing in the last 6 days. So pretty much.
It's the piano effect.
Yeah.
Man, we like each other. That's
You have it or you don't.
Were you trying to exclude me from this relationship, Gab?
Let's see.
Gab, not you, Gab,
Let's
Gab.
see where the piano. Let's see where the piano effect stays after the first piano.
what? This is the internet gold.
Should I go like this?
You should. Oh my God. You should put your helmet on, motherfucker.
So do you know the good thing about?
Put the helmet on.
Do you know the good thing about going with no heart?
Stop, that's it. Entering from the top.
Put your helmet properly, idiot.
Hey, man, get clear, be serious for once.
I'm made for that fucking thing, man.
But you know, and this is
When
true.
you go on racing,
I'm made for that shit.
Okay, get out.
But you think to do some...
Motherfucker, he can get out easy.
he's quite. Actually, it's your team.
Internet!
think we will not.
That I like a lot.
I think we will not run with the hardtop. And actually, you know what? Hold on, get out, film. Because when we run without hardtop,
don't break yourself.
Sergio, when it's without hardtop, I will not open the door.
It was a British team last year. They had a red NA as well, and they didn't have a hardtop, so they had to do it. And of course, it was raining 80% of the. So much so that the last hour of the race was not on, so they had to stop it, and they still did. So,
Brits.
I would race like this, huh?
I don't see
Any tech passing this?
aerodynamic issues.
But like that you have more space.
But that I like, huh?
Yeah, I had actually no problems with weather.
Well, I guess.
Sergio, give it to me.
Dream team here, huh?
voy a hacer aquí estas historias.
Andrea, what's gonna happen if Piana breaks the car? Let's say he breaks it first in, what happens?
Look at this gearbox, huh?
Man, if the car breaks down, it's not my fault. If I break it, it's a different story. But I don't break anything, so it's okay.
Andrea also helped me in a couple of key moments, helped me to take the engine out and in, helped me to put the clutch, gearbox, different stuff. So when I was away with my family, as I mentioned, when I came back, there was a couple of things worked on in the car, which of course make everything easier. Andy Carlisle as well, like even without asking and knowing how little time we had to do everything, he was just coming in here, asking what he could do and just do it. And when I was asking about the next thing, it was already done because he was just, you see, when you are a mechanic and you see that the car is being worked on and you see stuff around, you just understand. He saw the exhaust here, he saw a small hole, he went and fixed it. When I took the exhaust to fix it, it was already done. So this kind of stuff, which seems very little, when at the end of the day removes 2 or 3 hours for you to work, that you can spend going home to sleep a little bit more or to work in something else, this is priceless. So those 3 guys, for example, Andy, Andrea, Thomas, big help. And again, I have to thank RSR for letting us do this. Without them, literally, nothing of this would happen.
Clear purple. So this is actually a little bit, it's another color which we want because we only have yellow, black, grey, green.
I wanted some red in this car. Huh?
Red.
That red door was a godsend gift, man.
So we are doing a cage, welded and plates in the car and then bolted and very thick and this and that. But the surface where
we are welding?
The surface where the cage is welded looks like this. This is something special.
I think there's a little bit of rust, huh? This is now Saturday, 8th of October. We have missed like 3 different deadlines of when the car would be ready. The car is drivable by its own power. It brakes. It doesn't overheat. It doesn't look like fluids.
It did 60 kilometers on the road.
It has a roll cage and has a seat. It doesn't have harnesses, fire extinguishers and kill switch yet. And it's getting sort of painted, although this probably for you still looks like the grey hardtop we had before. It has been painted twice. Maybe we make it the 3rd time. But we are sort of getting
the color is still to be disclosed, but
you will see. It's cool. We had a very long list. Half of these things are done, which is already a win.
Half are
not done, and they will never be done.
Half of the other are never gonna be done.
We are not really enjoying this. This is now 3:30 in the night, and Sergio is here from the morning.
Yes.
And he has done this.
But now we had to get it done, not just for the team, but also the 3 extra drivers. What 3 extra drivers, I hear you ask? Well, it might be time to discuss about the Kickstarter campaign as well.
I think it was here, somewhere here, 1 year and a couple of months back. We actually asked you if you would like to drive the Ring Banana, and today we launched a Kickstarter, which
I wasn't familiar with the Kickstarter thing. I have to say that I was very skeptical in the beginning. But then I was at home, and Konstantinos put the Kickstarter together, which was a fair amount of work as well. The description was very accurate, the pictures were there. If you read it and don't know anything about it, it was actually quite an tiring thing. It's like, look, we want to do this, we need your help. Why don't you give us whatever you want, whatever you think is cool, and with your help we are going to do it. So I said, if I didn't know these guys and I liked cars and I go in their Facebook page and I like what I see, I would probably drop some money, I have to say. So I read everything and I start to speak with him, and then I see that not only some people is starting to drop some money to get this film that you are watching today, is because you actually helped us, which I was speechless completely in the beginning. Now I don't even still don't know what to say. But then, like 1.5 hours later, someone actually bought the seat straight. There was 2, 3, actually 4 guys thinking about getting the seat, speaking with different guys. With me, one of them, with Kostas, another couple of them, but serious interest, like I want to do this, I need to know the dates, I have to book a plane. One of these guys is in the US. It's not that he's in France and he can drive to the Ring or to Spain with us. He is in the US. So before we know it, the seat is booked. The seat is bought, actually. And then the guy actually started to make the questions. So it's not that the guy that actually got the seat, which was my man Joseph from the Czech Republic, he didn't ask, when are the dates, how are we going to do this? He got the seat, and then he asked the questions. It's like Clint Eastwood. First he shoots, and then he asks. So I couldn't believe it. This was actually the moment that we said, now there wasn't anyway, but this is, now we are going, yes or yes. There is people actually trusting us, so now it has to happen. So kudos to the people that actually was involved, but also to Kostas that put it together. Without them, nothing, absolutely nothing of what happened and what you are seeing now wouldn't happen.
I don't know if the guys at the Kostas and Sergio had the chance to speak with Javi, Eric and Joseph, but our number one concern was, what if they cannot drive?
I will not believe it when the last guy enters the car and gets strapped in and he goes on track and the car still works for 1 lap.
The moment everyone has done one stint.
The moment everyone has done 1 lap will be that moment. But we are still far away from it, and we're only 4 days away from it. And I believe that in true One Lap Hero fashion, we're going to be here up until the very last night.
Or even taking the car down with stuff and done that will be fixed
done
on the day.
We have a car that doesn't brake, shift, steer properly, and what we are doing is this. This is my man Weiger, after 35 days of preparation. This is Christopher.
Man, this will come back, probably not detached from the car, but the sticker will be there.
Yeah, on the A61, that's where it will be. Just off the rim.
When you are negative on camera, there's a good possibility you are proved wrong.
Hold it.
And then you look like a dick.
I will look like a dick anyway, so what can I do?
Fair. But there is always a possibility you look positive and no one says, okay, the guy's a dick.
I'm not known for that.
Entertain the idea.
You might be also proved right, and then.
But then you still look like a dick.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I told you, you fuckers.
With the One Lap Heroes, we are just going out and say we do not really care if we fail. We are not scared of it not working. This doesn't mean that we are being idiots. This doesn't mean that we jump off trees and do stuff like that. Because there is a difference between bravery and stupidity.
One Lap Heroes is about bravery. Bravery. We are brave. We are brave. And we are also putting back the most important sticker. Ring Piana. No, Ring Banana. You look very happy.
Of course, not every battle could be won. Eventually tired and slightly defeated, we found a few problems that we couldn't solve. And with only 48 hours left, we had to ask for help.
So, we are 48 hours before leaving for Spain. We actually give up. We came to SPS. We are dropping the banana. How do you feel?
Awesome, awesome. Looking forward to everything that is going to happen this week.
We didn't completely fail. We were very close. We were very close at making it. But then
we did this 100 kilometers with no problems, but we don't want to take the risk of fucking it up with the push-ins.
The engine is working perfectly. We have a roll cage, we have a seat, we have a safety gear. All this stuff is done. We don't have a perfect gearbox. And we don't have for sure bushings.
We have active steering. Active alignment.
And we don't want to take a risk of destroying the car like this. The car needs bushings front and rear. There is a very, very nasty noise also from the front. Every time we try to brake,
talk,
talk. Yeah. So we tried whatever we could in the workshop. We could not fix the bushings, and our only hope is here, is Jan and SPS. If they actually make it, we go to Spain.
If they don't make it, we go.
We still go to Spain, but it's gonna be a very, very sad movie.
Exactly.
In any case, you should stay tuned, and we should fucking leave, man.
Yeah, let's
Fuck this shit. This is not wine, so you cannot be Sergio.
It's water. Sometimes I have to hydrate myself. Huh? Okay, it's not water.
Are you an alcoholist? There is something missing, huh?
Yeah.
Considering that tomorrow we're going to Spain.
Yeah. Are you willing to chop your beard if the car makes it to the end? On camera.
It was like a reality check when my man Konstantinos told me that he didn't see, I don't see the car there. I don't see the car, this is not happening. And this is like 4 days before going. I don't see ourselves jumping in the van. I don't see the car in the trailer. I don't see us going down in any way. And I was like, what do you mean? It's 4 a.m. I'm working tomorrow at 7. I'm doing this because I know that the car is going to be there in time. So I need a little bit of, but I was probably in the same mood the day before or the day after, so I can't blame him. I cannot blame him.
Where is the car? I didn't see it. What am I filming? If I cannot even see my car.
Bolts there, camber bolts as well. Stuff. New stuff there?
Yes! This is good.
I see some other new stuff there as well.
But why there are long bolts there?
Because they didn't replace them all.
We are at the Nürburgring. No, we are at the Burger King. I'm very lucky because I have the car keys here. This is the keys of the car of Gabriel Piana. We're gonna go with this car in Spain. This is a given. There is here some names. You have actually seen all the other motherfuckers. Anyway, my life is sad, my car is broken, nothing is working. The only thing I have is Burger King and this car. Since I don't have my car, this is gonna be my chance to drive this year. I hope things don't go very bad.
It's too late now to turn around and back again.
I have a feeling that you need some help, correct? I can hear this is here, yeah?
But I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me.
As I predicted, I'm already tired even before starting the trip, which is sort of normal considering the hours that we pulled. I think we have a solid package. Okay, this is too much. I think the car is gonna do what it has to do if we don't rape it. And now we just have to drive 21 hours down to Spain to go and do.
Piece of cake.
I guess it's for